On this episode of Livin the Dream, Captain Jimmy and Luiza travel to Costa Rica and dive deep into the jungle for an excursion met by vipers and birds. And after settling in along the Osa Peninsula at the Crocodile Bay Resort, they go for some inshore fishing where the action is on fire.
All right, guys, fish on. Woo! Look at those chompers on them.
All right, we got a fish on. Woo!
All right, Luiza. Look at that, Luiza.
Oh my gosh.
All right, fish on. It's a barred snapper, and it's a huge one.
Woo! All right, the fish is right here. Oh my god.
Wow, awesome fish, Luiza. Oh, that's a big needlefish. What an amazing bite today. Golly, it's running. And there's our Costa Rican rooster fish we were after.
This is Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson. Presented by Salt Life. Live salty.
Good fish. That's what she was fighting all that time. Man, what a fish. Wow. Doesn't get any better than Baja. Yeah, boy! That's a kingfish right there. Woo!
Costa Rica, a rugged, rainforested country in Central America's South Pacific, home to one of the last remaining jungles untouched by man and teeming with wildlife. Famous for its world-class fishing expeditions and rainforest safaris, the Crocodile Bay Resort is host to the ultimate sportsman's bucket list adventure. After settling in, Jimmy and Luiza waste no time. The poles are set, and Jimmy is on.
All right, guys, fish on. Well, we're back out here at Crocodile Bay Resort in Costa Rica, and the goal of today is some rooster fish, and oh, we got a big Sierra mackerel. That's a nice size Sierra. I'm gonna lift him. All right, look at this, guys. It's not exactly what we were going for, but these make amazing sashimi. If you look, it's very similar to a Spanish mackerel, how it has the spots, and it's not a Cero mackerel like you'll have in South Florida and the Caribbean. It's similar. The Sierra is what it's called over here. Gotta watch my fingers around these teeth. Look at that. They are sharp and I don't want them in me. It's not really an easy way to grab this thing. Just don't want to get bit by them. But check that out there. It's in the mackerel family, slinging all over the place. Look at those chompers on them. Super sharp teeth. Right after I caught that Sierra mackerel, Luiza hooked into something that was pretty big.
Woo! All right, we got a fish on. All right.
Nice.
Woo! Dig
Might have
him
a big
down.
cubera.
That would be nice. I haven't caught a cubera in a while.
Big, huh?
Yeah. Lots of life around that rock right there.
Oh, it's a pompano. Nice. All right. Oh, no, it's not. It's a blue trevally.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I thought it was a pompano at first.
Look at that.
You got sharp tails. You gotta be real careful with that. The line was weak. That's the only reason I grabbed them. Oh, okay. I'll show you what you got here. Yeah, you see how the line broke?
The line.
I also got a little cut on my finger there. Just like a Jack Crevalle, they have real sharp tail. Just a little baby cut. But this tail right here on that fish Luiza just caught is razor sharp.
Blue.
Razor sharp tail.
Beautiful.
Wonderful fish, Luiza. And this line broke. It actually took her on the rocks. It got frayed up. I got real lucky here lifting it in the boat like that, having it land. I'll show you a couple other things on this fish before I hand it to you. Right down here, just like a Jack Crevalle, those two spines are razor sharp in its tail, so you gotta watch out for that. And they do have teeth. They're hiding in here. But check this out. Look at the chompers on those, on that fish. Very sharp teeth. You tried to get me a little, huh?
Wow, yeah.
There you go, Luiza.
Beautiful fish.
That bluefin trevally was an awesome bycatch while going for rooster fish.
All right, guys, so here's another look at this beautiful fish. He put up a good fight. We're not gonna keep him. We're gonna go ahead and release him. He does. Nice and easy. Awesome.
We'll be back for more Livin the Dream right after the break. Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by Salt Life. Live salty. Angle Coolers, the original high-performance cooler. Sea Deck. Your boat deserves Sea Deck. ACR Electronics, the science of survival. And by American Fishing Wire. Along the shores of the Osa Peninsula, where the rainforest rolls into the South Pacific, the Crocodile Bay Resort makes its mark on the bay with its infamous long dock that juts out from the cover of trees and the resort's beautiful gardenscape. From the moment you walk in, the Crocodile Bay Resort has a lasting impression. The rooms are spacious and plenty, and the grounds are captivating. If it isn't the world-class fishing you're after, or the immersive eco-adventures, the wildlife just outside the resort's own door will be something to behold. Whether you're an avid angler, an eco-adventurer, a dedicated tourist, or a family looking for an unforgettable vacation, the Crocodile Bay Resort has something for everyone. To book your stay today, visit www.crocodilebayresort.com. Back on the water, the fish are biting, but Jimmy and Luiza are still after the roosterfish.
When targeting roosterfish, you almost always want to use live bait because it's by far going to be the best bait to catch the roosterfish. But even though we were using the live bait, I was also standing on the bow of the boat casting the popper in case I could hook something up that way. While I was casting the popper off the bow, Luiza hooked into something on the back of the boat.
Woo! Coming up a little bit easier than the other one.
All right, Luiza.
Oh my gosh, it's a snapper.
Oh my gosh, nice. Look at the size of that. Wow. Look at that, Luiza.
Oh my gosh.
It's a barred snapper and it's a huge one.
I was about to ask you, I never caught one of those before.
I think you did get one last time. You did get a barred snapper, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't as big.
It wasn't this big, no.
Yeah.
This is a monster barred snapper, that's
Awesome.
for sure. Wow.
It was really cool that the first 3 fish that we got in the boat were all different species. I was pretty stoked about that.
Good job, Luiza.
Cool, right?
Killing it today, huh? Blue trevallies and barred snapper.
Yeah. Every cast is different.
And you guys can see why they're called barred snappers. They have these barred-looking stripes running down them. Yellow and kind of reddish. It's a real pretty fish.
The markings on a barred snapper are pretty darn cool. I mean, they have like these white and reddish, brownish, kind of burgundy colored stripes going up and down it, mixed in with gold and yellow colors, and it has some pretty neat orange eyes as well. Really neat looking fish, completely different than the snapper that we catch in the States. Right after she released that barred snapper, I ended up hooking into a fish, but mine wasn't quite as big as hers.
All right, fish on. Oh, right below the boat. Well, that's another snapper. All right. Woo. Another snapper. All right. Mackerel and trevally and snapper. Of course, Luiza's was quite a bit bigger than mine, but these are some healthy barred snapper out here, guys. This is awesome.
There were a lot of mackerel in the area and I didn't want to get cut off, so I tied on some of that AFW tooth-proof wire to keep them from cutting us off.
Okay guys, so we just had a couple mackerel cut us off. So what I'm doing is I'm twisting up a little bit of wire so the mackerel won't get us cut off. I brought this AFW, this is a 58-pound tooth-proof wire that they have here. And I'm using these mighty mini swivels. You notice this is the size that I picked right here. You look at that in the palm of my hand. You see how small that swivel is. That's a 100-pound swivel right there. The nice thing is you get this whole little kit here, all the different sizes. It tells you the poundage, so you know exactly what you're using. That's the AFW, the Mighty Mini Swivel Kit. It's awesome. And I'm only using about 10 inches or so because it's going to be shorter once I get it all trimmed up and twisted up. And I'm just doing a haywire twist with a 5/0 J hook because it happens to be what they had on the boat here. So we're going to go from that haywire twist to a barrel twist. Make sure it's straight, and then we're just going to kink that wire off, and that'll come straight off by going back and forth with it. It's got a little kink in it right now, so that's why I'm working that in. If you see there on that wire, I can run my fingers up and down it, it's not gonna cut me. The same on this side, I can run my fingers up and down it, it's not gonna cut. That's all we did. Just a simple piece of wire on there. Hopefully keep us from getting cut off, because these mackerel are a little thick out here. What you got there, Luiza?
Maybe another one of those bar snappers. Maybe a little
What
bigger.
an amazing bite today.
Luiza and I could both tell that she had a really good fish hooked up.
But the bycatch
Oh,
was
that's a good
awesome
fish.
too.
That's a
Yeah.
real good fish.
Woo, feels
All
good
right.
to be here in paradise fighting a fish.
Yeah.
All right, the fish is right here. And he's coming up on a 60-pound high seas fluorocarbon leader. Woohoo! Saw some color and then I swim all the way down. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful fish.
See it? Oh.
Yep, it's right
Wow.
there. It looks like a cubera or
It
a
is.
really
It's
big.
a big, nice cubera.
It was so cool that Luiza hooked into a cubera snapper, another species of fish while we were out there.
Wow, look at this fish right here. Woo! Bring on the wire leader.
Oh my god.
Wow. Awesome fish, Luiza.
Holy crap,
Wow.
that's awesome. And I was just talking about catching a cubera too.
Beautiful fish.
Yes.
Awesome job. Look at the teeth on them. And that was on the AFW toothproof wire that we were trying to prevent from getting the mackerel cutting us off on.
What a nice surprise.
Well done. Well done.
We'll be back for more Livin the Dream right after the break. Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by C&H Lures. Be a winner with C&H Lures. Plantation on Crystal River, the place to stay and play along Florida's nature coast. Cayman Islands Angling Club. Come experience sport fishing in paradise. And by Salt Life. Live salty.
Crocodile Bay Resort offers a variety of eco tours, and on this day, Luiza and I hooked up with Michael and decided to do the reptile and amphibian tour. We took about a 45-minute ride into the rainforest, and we only stopped a few times along the way just to check out the view. It was such a pretty ride up there, and when we got there, we unloaded the truck and we headed out right away. Michael and his friend led us into the woods in search of snakes and frogs, and that was really cool because it's not something that's usually standing out in the open. You really have to have a sharp eye for it, and that's why you need a good guide like Michael. It didn't take very long at all, and we spotted an eyelash viper in a branch. And then we walked out of the forest through a little field where there was like some banana trees and other things growing. We came onto a little road where we were going to cut into a separate section of the forest, and we saw a poison dart frog right there on the road. And then when we were back in the jungle, we ended up hearing a toucan and spotted him way up in a tree. And then we ran into another eyelash viper, and this one was beautiful. All kinds of colors kind of intertwining together. And I noticed that some of the vines in the jungle where we were walking through had the exact same color pattern as that eyelash viper, with kind of the greens and the oranges running up and down the vines. And that's another reason they're very hard to spot, because they camouflage themselves very well. If you're into reptiles and amphibians like Luiza and I are, then this eco tour is the tour for you, because you really do see some cool stuff while you're out there, and you see stuff that aren't reptiles and amphibians as well, like some insects and birds, leafcutter ants. There's all kinds of cool trees and plants out there as well. So it's a really neat trip that you can get out there and get to experience nature a little bit and see things that you don't see every day when you're at home.
For more info, visit www.crocodilebayresort.com today. Back on the water, Jimmy is set to release Luiza's cubera snapper.
Cubera snapper are such an awesome looking fish. They have those big gnarly teeth, and they're actually the largest snapper in the snapper family. They get bigger than most grouper. They're also excellent to eat, but we decided that we didn't want to keep any fish on this trip because they had plenty of tuna and dolphin at the resort from people that were catching them offshore, so we were releasing all of our snapper during our inshore day. After releasing that cubera, we pulled up beside a rock. It was no surprise to see another barred snapper. The barred snapper bite was red hot this day.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's on. We got him. The snapper turning on. Oh, it's another barred snapper. And we'll lift him in the boat. Guys, unreal today. Unreal snapper bite. Probably blessed because we're letting them all go. But there's no shortage of them out here, that's for sure. I'm gonna get my hands on him and get him back in the water just like we did with the other ones. We're just gonna release them. Pretty fish. These guys have us on them today. What a great day out here. Can't say that enough. I'm really stoked about how good the fish bite is this week. Again, day number 1 and the fish are just jumping in the boat. Crazy. Just like we did with the other ones, we're gonna release them. A lot of these guys around, and I'm glad. It's good to see. Nice, healthy fishery out here. There you go, buddy. See you later. Man, what an awesome day. I can't say that enough. That is what it is all about out here, guys. You don't get days like this all the time where you can drop a line in and get them one after another like that, but that's what it's turning into.
We'll be back for more Livin the Dream right after the break. Fishing inshore in Costa Rica has landed Jimmy and Luiza all kinds of fish, except the rooster. The very fish they came to Costa Rica for has eluded them. With daylight beginning to wane and a storm fast approaching, the crew decides on a different tactic. They relocate, looking to troll a different shoreline, in hopes that the rooster won't resist a faster moving bait.
And then right after that, I hooked into a big needlefish.
Oh, big houndfish. Actually, over here on the Pacific coast, it's a needlefish. There's not houndfish in the Pacific. That was a big needlefish that just jumped. Surprised he didn't cut us off. He must have hit the line with the AFW hard wire on it. And before that wire, we actually have a 60-pound high seas fluorocarbon leader, which is typically very necessary for the snapper and stuff. But they haven't minded much today. They've been hitting with the wire on and everything. That's a big needlefish. Wow. All right, guys, let's see if we can get this thing in here. That is a big needlefish. Wow, I'm being very careful because as you guys can see, if those teeth get you, it's not gonna feel good. Man, what a monster needlefish. World record's only 20 pounds, caught out of Cabo, Mexico. And this one's probably about 15. It's a big old needlefish. That's full grown right there. About as big as you're gonna see. Monster. There he goes. He took off. I thought I was gonna have to shake him a little, but man, he played dead on me. As soon as he hit the water, he was gone. That worked out good.
Within a few minutes of putting a bait back out in the water, the rod in the rod holder got hit.
Golly, it's running. This might be the rooster we were after. Let's see here, is that a rooster? It's a rooster. There's a rooster right there, guys. Oh, he jumped! Oh, he jumped right out of the water, guys. Wow. He might come up and do it again. Holy cow, the entire fish. Woo!
That was a pretty good sized rooster we had hooked up. It was no baby.
Okay, so we've got about everything today, guys. Multiple different types of snapper. Cuberas, barred snapper, mackerel. Look at this. And a rooster fish right here, peeling out line. I got the outrigger line in the tip of my rod. There it goes, just came out. Got a few obstacles here, but we're gonna land this fish. What a variety today at a Crocodile Bay Resort in Costa Rica. And there he is on the surface again.
Roosterfish are also a really cool looking fish and my favorite exotic fish to catch because they have those really cool fins that pop up. They chase down poppers, they'll eat artificial, but most of the time, you know, they're gonna eat that live bait because they're also very smart fish. It's not easy to outsmart them.
Look at that fish, look at this. Holy cow. All right, got him. Woo! He's going crazy. Want to support that fish's body so he doesn't hurt himself. Wow, nice fish.
They're neat looking, they're tough. Everything about a rooster fish is cool. They're really not any good to eat, but you know, that doesn't matter because they're so cool in so many other aspects.
And there's our Costa Rican rooster fish we were after. Wow, like I said, what a variety this morning. We got some mackerel, we got the blue trevally. What a morning out here. Oh my gosh. Woo! There's one last look at that rooster fish, guys. It's been an amazing day out here. We actually got rain coming. The clouds are coming in on us quick. So we're actually gonna call it a day and it's only about lunchtime. But what an awesome day out here. Big fish all day long. I mean, you just can't ask for a better day anywhere you go in the world. And here we go. He's ready to take off. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him go. There he goes. Perfect, perfect.
For more fishing and diving action, follow along on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok at Captain Jimmy Nelson. Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson was brought to you by Salt Life. Live salty.